All right, in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about creating your own set of links. I've been using Symbaloo for quite some time, but I ran into a little bit of an issue. I've been making these Symbaloos for my primary students as a landing page on their Chromebooks, and I have them set up by grade level. So I have a kindergarten, first grade, second grade. But I recently received an email from them saying that I have way too much traffic going to them, so they want me to have a pro account. And so I'm coming up with a solution. Okay, so this video is really about how to use Google Drawings as a landing page instead of Symbaloo. So I'm going to go ahead and go through those steps and maybe some workflow things that might help you with lining things up and making things a little smoother. Okay, so Drawings is part of Google Drive. When you go to Google Drive, you go to New, and you might have to go down to More, and then Google Drawings will be one of those options. Okay, so how I started making this was you can do this a couple of different ways. You can do screenshots, and keep in mind I'm on a Chromebook, so the workflow is nice and smooth for screenshots to work with Google Drawings. And so if I want Tumblebooks here, this is a nice link and all, and I'm going to use it here a little bit. Or if I want Fun Brain, I can use that link. This is for Fun Brain reading here. What I can do is I can grab a hold of this by doing a screenshot, which is on a Chromebook, Control, Shift, and the window button. And it gives me a crosshairs, and I'm going to grab a hold of this link right here. Not link, but the picture right here. And I'm going to copy it down there on the bottom right. And then I right-click and I can paste, or I can hit Control-V, whatever your preference is. But that screenshot tool is fantastic because you just have to hit Control-Shift, window button, and then down at the bottom right, it gives you the copy option. So I just made a copy of the image. Now I need the link itself. So I'm going to click on the link, and I'm going to grab a hold of this link right here. I'm going to right click, copy it, or I can hit Control-C to copy. And you kind of have to get a feel for the workflow. Now I could link it a couple of different ways. I can use the link button here. I'm going to do it this way this time. I'm going to hit Control-V to paste it and apply. And now that's an official link. All right, I'm going to do this again with, how about ABC Math here? I'm going to click on the link, so that way I have the link ready to go. I want to get a hold of a picture, and I could even use this ABC Match here. Actually, it wasn't ABC Math, it was ABC Match. I couldn't read there very well. And I'm just going to take a screenshot of this. So I use my Control, Shift, window button, gives me my crosshairs. I'm going to draw a box around it, hit copy, go back to my drawing. I'm going to right click, paste. And then I can grab a hold of these blue dots to even resize it however I want. Okay, I need that link. So I'm going to go to the website that I want, copy the link. And instead of hitting the link button this time, I'm going to hit Control-K. That gives me a link box as well, and I can paste it in. So there's various different tips that I can give you as far as workflow goes. Control-C to copy, Control-V to paste, Control-K puts a link in, and don't forget Control-Shift window button does the screenshot, and you take advantage of that copy button that pops up when you want to take advantage of pasting something into a Google Drawing. Now what I'm going to talk about is the resizing and the moving around of objects, okay? So you're going to be dealing with lots of variables, and you have to click on each one by one. And let's say that I don't want to move all of these. I have these nice and lined up, but they're too close. So what I can do is I can drag an invisible box around. I just click and drag, and it makes an invisible box around these two objects here. And as you can see, it selects them both at the same time. Then I can actually select both items at the same time, and you get these nice blue dots here, or blue lines, I should say, over to the far right that allow me to see how far away it is spaced. So if I wanted to move this entire row of objects all in one shot, maybe I want to slide them down a little bit or slide them all to the right a little bit, I can grab a hold of them by drawing an invisible box. And I've selected all of those. You got to be careful, because sometimes if you overlap a little bit and you get too close to these puppies, it will actually move those as well. And I can click and drag in the middle of them, and then it gives me a nice center line here. So it centers the entire row of objects. I let go, and I've moved all of these objects all in one shot just by clicking that invisible line. Okay, so that's a little bit of a workflow thing that is very helpful. This also applies to if I wanted to make them bigger. So if I select them all, oops, see, I accidentally grabbed a hold of that one. I didn't mean to. If I select them all, I can actually make this whole row bigger too. So if I grab a hold of all of them and I grab the dot, it'll actually make the entire collection bigger at the exact same time. So I can resize and I can move objects simultaneously, which is a huge time saver because I don't have to do it to every single one. Now, another thing you can do is you can take advantage of the cropping feature. Now, you'll notice that this one I have some lines around it. I don't really like how it's shaped either. I'm going to select this individual one. I could click the crop button, but a faster way is for me to just double click on it, and it gives me these nice lines here. Now, as you can see, pretty far away. I'm going to take advantage of my zoom here. That's my magnifying glass. I need to switch back to my cursor here, and when I double click on it, now I'm a little closer and I can crop a little better. I'm going to grab a hold of the black line here on both corners and snug it in a little bit so that way I can get a little closer without cutting off too much. If I use the corner ones, it does both edges at the same time. I'm going to hit enter, and now I have a tighter fit on this icon. I don't know if it's any better or not, but it was an example. How about that? Okay. To get back zoomed out, I'm going to use this button. It takes me back out. So that way I can see the whole canvas again. Okay, the last thing I'm going to show you in this whole ordeal of making your own landing page or links is how do you get it to your students? Okay, well, first off, I need to make it available for people to view because otherwise no one can see this. So I'm going to hit share. And I'm also going to hit get a shareable link. And I can make it that anyone within my district can view. But what if I want people outside of my district to view it? That's optional. So if I only want my students to view it, I can just copy this link. I'm good to go. If I want it to be that other people can view it, I have to hit the down arrow, hit more, and I can choose anyone with a link and save it. And I want to set it as can view. There, that part is done. The next thing I need to do is I need to put it on my Google site. So I have a Google site here. I already made a page, and I called this page Links for Students, and I called it Kindergarten. And so on this page, I need to put it in my Google Drawing. I need to switch to Insert, and I need to choose From Drive here. And it's going to do my recently viewed. Here's your reset button. And look at that. I have a landing page here. It says Kindergarten Links. I select it, hit Insert. It's going to put it in my site here. And then I can resize it however I want. And now I have a landing page that students can access. And it's nice and clean on a Google site. These links do actually work. I'm going to expand this out a little bit this way. And so that when students want to get to a link, they can actually click directly on it. I'll show you exactly how it works. When I hit the publish button, I need to make sure I publish it. I hit the down arrow and I hit view published site. So that way I can see what it actually looks like. I now have this landing page. If I wanted to see something from ABC Match, I can click on ABC Match and it takes me directly to it. So now I have my very own landing page on my Google site so that students can get to it quickly. Okay. Now, how do I get this to my students is the good question. Well, a great way to distribute this to my students is to just use Share to Classroom. You'll use Share to Classroom. You'll choose your class. And when you're ready, you push it to your students. So this is set at push to students. You hit push. It shows up on all of their screens. So how do students make this a page that they start on? They'll need to copy this page, go down to Settings from the three dots, go here where it says Show Home button, and they may have a website right here. They'll hit Change. Here where it says Open this page, they need to paste the entire link in and hit OK. Once the students have done that, every time they hit the Home button, it will take them directly to this page that you want them to land on.